If you use Excel, you need to know VLOOKUP function. It's one of the most widely used Excel function of all times. It helps you automate your data analysis, obviously help you to save a ton of time and avoid some errors, which is all we want. Is that right? It's also considered as a part of the older generation of the lookup function in Excel because it works in all Excel version. So here is the deal. By the end of this video, you are going to know what is the VLOOKUP, how it works, and how you can look up a value from any range or any table. All of that in a very basic and simple way. This is Ahmed El Gohari, and now you are watching Analytics Gateway. Just a quick note before we start, the file we'll be using in this video is linked in the description below, so you can download it and follow along with me step by step. Alright, let's get started. Let's start by looking for the example in front of us. It's a table with 15 employees and for each one we have their names, department, job title, and percentage of target achieved. Of course, this is a simple example. In the real life, the data is usually much larger, and that will show the full power of the VLOOKUP function. So what I wanted for that table is that when I type the employee ID in this cell, which is J7, let's try for example 105, is to show me all the related information for that employee. In this case, VLOOKUP function is the best choice to use because it allows us to search for a value in the first column of the table and return the related information from the same row. As you can see here, if we typed any employee ID, it will show us all the information related to that employee ID. But before we start learning about the VLOOKUP, what does VLOOKUP actually mean? Let me tell you that the word VLOOKUP stands for the vertical lookup. It's a function in Excel that allows you to search for a value in the first column. In this case, it's column B because this is the first column in our range, and then return the value from the same row in another column. For example, column C or D or E or F or any other column for any other examples. The V in VLOOKUP refers in fact that it searches vertically from top to bottom. So for this example, it will search from row 3 till row 17. But actually, what VLOOKUP function is made from? To answer that question, all we need to do is to trying to insert function. Let's select this one. First, let's clear that. Delete that all to start from the beginning. All we need just to type here, let's say 107, and for here to insert the VLOOKUP function, all you need is to type an equal and then VLOOKUP, type VLOOKUP, and then press tab or double click on VLOOKUP from the suggestion menu. Or you can simply click here on this simple insert function and just type VLOOKUP or VLOO and then go. It will show you the select function. It's only VLOOKUP appear here. So the VLOOKUP function is made up of 4 main parts, or what called arguments. Let's go through them one by one. The first thing here is the lookup value. Lookup value is the value you are searching for. In our example here, it's the employee ID that we will type in this cell, which is J7. If we go for the next one or the next part, it's the table array. This is the range of cells that contain all of the data, including the value you are looking for and the result you want to return. Number 3 is column index number. This is the number of column from which you want to return the value. For example, if you want to return the job title and it's the 4th column in the table, then you will enter number 4. Just a small note here that the table is not starting from column A, and you can notice that job title here in column E, which is the 5th column, but it's not related to that. It's related mostly to the position of it in the table we are working on. So for our example here, the job title is the 4th column, so we will type number 4 in the column index number. The fourth thing or the fourth part is range lookup. Range lookup, this is an optional argument. It tells Excel whether you want an exact match or an approximate match. We usually use false here or zero, it's the same meaning, for an exact match. And that's actually what we are going to discuss today. So let's see how we can use all of this in the real example. Let's keep this in this cell. I'm going to type the employee ID, which is 107, and then go to the next cell and start typing VLOOKUP function. Let's type equal and VLOOKUP, and pressing tab or double click on the VLOOKUP from the menu appeared to us. Please be focused because we will write the function step by step and I will explain each part as we go. First, we select the cell where we want the result to appear. Then we type equal and VLOOKUP and pressing tab. The first argument in the lookup is the lookup value. That's the employee ID we typed in the other cell. So we can click on that cell or select it by our mouse or just changing by arrows in our keyboard. Next, we add comma, then select the table range, which include all our data from the employee ID in the first column to the last column with a percentage of the completed target. So let's get there, and from our keyboard pressing Ctrl Shift right and then down to select the food range. After another comma, we enter the column number of the data we want to return. For example, the name here is the second column of our table, so we will put 2 and then another comma. So it will take us to the last part, which is the range lookup, where we will type here a false. So let's select on false and pressing tab, then closing our bracket and pressing enter. Once we press enter, the function will return the name of the employee with the employee ID 107. In this case, it's James White. We can repeat the process for the other detail, just changing the column number to be 3 and 4 and 5, which is the ratio of completed target. So let's try to type it again. First, we'll type equal, then VLOOKUP. We'll select the employee ID, then comma, and select the whole range we are working on. Another comma. The column index number now is 3 because we are looking for the department instead of names. And then comma. We can type here 0 instead of false. It will be given the same meaning, and close our bracket and then pressing enter. So it will give us the department, which is IT for James White, with employee ID 107. You can repeat this process for the job title and ratio of completed target, or you just simply might drag that selection or this function to the right. But before dragging it to the right, you need to just fix your reference here in order not to change the range to the right. So all we need is to select the lookup value here and press F4 from the keyboard, and that table array, select it and press F4 and then pressing enter. Then we can drag it to the right. But a small note here, if you did that, you will see that the IT is dragged to the right, which is wrong. We need here a job title. So if we get back to the function we already typed, you will see here that this number, which is a column index number, is fixed as 3 as the department column. So all we need here is to change 3 to 4 and then press enter or tab. It will get the job title. And for ratio of completed target, all you need is to replace 3 here with 5, so it will get 67%. If we select that and click on percentage style, so it will give us 67%. So here, if we choose to change anything related to the employee ID, just in case we need 214 employee, it will give us the other name or the name of that employee or other details of that employee ID. For example, This employee ID, job title is training coordinator, and ratio of completed target is 91. For a huge data, this is very useful for you to use it so you can get the full details for any data you are looking for. Well, by reaching this stage, let me tell you about the disadvantage of the VLOOKUP function. And let me tell you that one of these disadvantages is that you cannot search for the left side in an easy way. To be honest, actually, there is a way to do that using function combination, but it's very complicated for the beginner to do. That was a simple and straightforward example for how to use a VLOOKUP and how VLOOKUP works. In the next videos, we will look at how to use the second option, which is approximate match, and how it can help us in a lot of interesting use cases. And in addition of that, what are the alternative solutions to look up in a different direction? Finally, remember that the practice file is linked in the description below. Download it and try these steps by yourself and tell me in the comments below what was your result and if it works for you or not. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos. See you again in the upcoming ones. Thank you.